Look at that. We're back on Zoom, huh? We're back on Zoom. I get to see you guys. It's unfortunate we can't be in the big room right now. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. You can hear me okay. Okay, great, great.
All right, down below, you want to start us off?
Sure. Yeah, Russ, Pete was mentioning yesterday the offseason work you put in and how that's showed up, especially with new guys like Greg and Dorsett and young guys like DK. I know it's different for you, but how much work were you able to get done, and how much is that paying off now with no offseason?
Well, John, obviously it was a very unique offseason, different than ever before, and to have to prepare and to get mentally ready, to get physically ready, to all those different things you have to do. Plus, without the ability to really do it with a larger group, as you guys know, I typically try to get a big group of guys together and we travel somewhere together. We've gone to Hawaii, we've gone to California, gone to all these different places, and without being able to really do that, that was definitely unique. So the first thing was safety, making sure that we were, safe as possible, guys getting, making sure that they were, cleared and all that stuff to play. And we have a very unique situation at our home in itself, with Sierra being pregnant and everything too as well. So we had to be very careful with everything. So when I did get to work with DK and Greg and Phil, it was very small groups. It was just kind of one-on-one time for the most part, and one or two guys at a time, and we spent a lot of quality time together. I mean, DK and I spent a lot of quality time together. We were able to go down to Mexico safely, and before kind of COVID kind of went crazy, we were able to spend some time down there, and I don't know, about 5, 6, 7 days down there, and just get a lot of work in. I mean, we worked every single day and threw for a couple hours, lifted together, ran together, talked together. Kind of cool. I guess you got to, I actually got to teach DK how to swim, which is pretty cool. Mexico, we went down there and spent a lot of quality time together. Spent 5, 6, 7 days. Mexico, kind of before COVID, kind of, went crazy, and then we were able to spend a lot of time, working and training and getting all the extra work in, and so that was really key for us. And then obviously our friendship has just evolved like crazy. And he's one of my best friends for sure. And just love his demeanor, love who he is. I he's like a little brother to me almost in a way. And so it's pretty cool in that sense. And I was saying I think before I got cut off is that he hadn't learned how to swim really yet, so I was able to teach him how to swim. So now he's always in the pool now, trying to get in the pool, spend time in the water. I'm like, easy, don't stay in there too long. But we spent a lot of quality time together. Then we went to San Diego, got some more work in. I was able to spend some time with Phil one-on-one. Disley came through too as well, one-on-one. Got some time together, and then obviously Greg came in too. And so we just were really safe in the process. But it was definitely different. It was definitely unique. But that quality time that we were able to spend and getting those reps was key. Obviously I've thrown so many footballs to Tyler and that. So, but that was really key, just to spend time with the guys who I hadn't really spent a great amount of time with. And DK's still only a rookie. He's only, he's it's going to be his second year, and we're expecting a lot out of him. So to be able to get all that quality time was amazing, and build our friendship too as well. And Greg and I have always connected on a personal level too as well. Him and his family, and just what he's done in the community. Not only what he's had to go through with his family and his son and stuff like that, but just the leader that he is and everything else. I've always admired who he is from a distance, and we've played him so many times. So when we got to see each other, first of all, in Miami in the Super Bowl, and then we got to talk and everything else, and spent a lot of time there. It was a no-brainer for us to make sure that we connected. So you're getting a Hall of Fame type player in Greg Olson, and just the kind of guy he is, and as a person too as well. Phil Dorsett, same kind of similar situation of guy who was just has worked his tail off every day. He's extremely talented, extremely cerebral, knows the game. Excited to have him on our team too as well. So I'm fired up about those guys for sure. And then for me personally, it was a difficult off season in the sense that C being pregnant, plus everything else changing and around the world, and all the things going on, just our own personal communities. It was pretty heavy. But at the same time, that quality time that I was able to spend not just with a few of my teammates, but also obviously with my family, was probably an unfortunate situation, but one of the greatest gifts at the same time, to be able to do that. And so, that's kind of the off season I was able to have. Winning type of off season, no pun intended, but just having a championship type of off season, getting prepared and everything else. So I'm definitely ready to play.
Thanks, Russ. And I should have opened with congrats on the birth of your son.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, win Harrison Wilson. He's ready. Thank you, brother.
Greg Bell.
Yes, congratulations, Dad. You dad again. I noticed yesterday you were wearing the visor. Is that the Oakley visor, and are you planning on wearing that?
Yeah, that was the Oakley visor. Had the mask on the front. I've been wearing it kind of a lot of the off season, just getting used to it. I don't plan on wearing it. I'm old school in my approach. What I've kind of done my whole career. But if for some reason that I need to wear it, I want to feel prepared. I always tell you guys, separation is the preparation. So I want to be prepared just in case. And so I've been wearing it, for half the practices and half my training time. Sometimes the full training down in California in the middle of the heat, 90-degree type of weather. It definitely you definitely feel it. So you get used to it though, and you always have to be able to adjust in this game. And I think this is definitely. I think we've all had to adjust in some form or fashion and continue to adjust with everything going on with COVID.
And was Mexico, was that the first time you've done that in the offseason, done down there?
No, I've gone down there before. Personally or just with my teammate, you mean?
To work out with teammates.
I'm trying to think here. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's the first time we actually went down there. And just got a lot of work in. Spending time, just quality time, just running all the drills. So that was the first time for sure. And it was great. We spent a few hours a day on the field and in the weight room and stuff like that too as well. And we got after it for sure.
Bob Condota.
Yeah, hey Russell. What were your thoughts on Jamal Adams and when you guys acquired him, and what's been your early impression of working with him?
Oh man, Jamal's fiery, man. I love him. He's just passionate about the game. He's one of the best players in the game for sure. One of the best defensive players. He can do it all. He's got the energy. He's got the passion. He's got the understanding. He's got the knowledge. He brings something for sure to our team. Not just our defense, but our whole football team. He's that kind of leader. He's going to be a great football player for a long time. I'm glad he's on our team, that's for sure. I've always admired Jamal from a distance. I got to see him coming in as a younger player in first, second year or whatever, and just the kind of leader he was and just the energy that he brought to the field at the Pro Bowls and stuff like that. Just really admired his juice, his energy, his focus every day on the field. He was dialed in, and so I think he's already done that already in the walkthroughs and practices that we've had out here. You can tell that he processes so quickly. He knows how to get sacks. He knows how to make plays. He knows has the knack for the ball. And just to continue to add that, we had Diggs last year come in, obviously with Jamal. It's a special group for sure.
Omar.
Hey Russell, congratulations on winning Harrison again.
Thanks, Omar. Yeah, appreciate it.
My question is, Pete has mentioned how offensive line is, you got to be on the field to kind of form that chemistry and cohesion. So I'm just wondering, as quarterback, kind of what you can do to help bring them along, as a unit there, given the unique circumstances of this training camp.
Well, it's definitely been unique, for sure, for everybody, every new guy. Like, I couldn't imagine being a rookie right now and all the stuff they've had to go through. They haven't had a normal rookie season. But the great thing is that I think we've done a tremendous job of the Zoom, meetings and everything. I think we're smarter than ever. I think we've learned more because we've kind of had to learn more. It's just you're constantly having to, have these, conversations throughout the meetings and really understand what we're doing and how to do it. And you have to, you're kind of, your senses have to go up that much more. And I think our guys are really in tune with that, which is exciting. Definitely being on the field definitely helps. It's been cool being out in the field with our walkthroughs and calls and our practices and getting ready. So I feel really confident about our guys. Obviously Dwayne is tremendous at what he does and how he plays the game. He's as good as it gets at his position, a left tackle position. And Big Mike, having him back, his confidence, his knowledge of the game, his experience is really helps solidify that that left side for us too as well. And then at the center position, BJ coming in and Posick, both of those guys going after it. But BJ's played some great ball at guard. He's played some great ball at center. I talked to Big Ben about him too, and just asked how he was. He said, he's going to fight for you. He's going to make some plays. He's going to be great for you. Ethan has been a tremendous, just constantly on the quest for knowledge, continuing learning. So that's been great for us. Obviously the loss of Britt, not having Britt this season, is definitely different for me personally, but done it before, and I know Britt was a great player for us, and so gonna miss my guy there. But BJ and Ethan are both ready to play. They'll be sharp as nails, as you can imagine. And then fast forward, you think about the guard position. When I saw D. Lou get picked, I had seen him on film before because I studied some of the of the receivers that they had at LSU and stuff like that, and I got to see who this guard was, and he was dominant on the field. So I'm really excited about D. Lou and how he's constantly progressed. I've spent a lot of time with the rookies, and he's been one of the leaders, in the clubhouse in a way, in the rookie room for sure. And then you got Shell, who's coming from the Jets, who's got super long arms. He's a giant on the field. I didn't realize how tall he was and how big, how long his arms were until you see him in person. He's really looks the part for sure. And the guys are super mature. They're really focused. They're ready to play. Said coming in too as well. He looks ready to play. Super athletic. I think the key to the cohesiveness is just us getting out there and practicing, though. Is kind of going to what you were saying and asking about. I think that's going to be really key for us along this journey.
Art Tail. I think you're on mute. Art, there you go. Yep.
Russ, you're a big Twitter fan. When you see the hashtag "Let Russ Cook," what goes through your mind, and have you ever retweeted it?
Have I ever retweeted it? You said?
Yes.
No, I haven't retweeted it, Art. Listen, I think that Twitter it's a fun place for people to have fun and everything else. Listen, the reality is I want to win. That's all I really care about is going out there and finding ways to win. And just constantly making plays. I think that for me in my career, to be honest with you, Art, is I've always wanted to be on this progression, constantly growing, constantly getting better from year to year, game to game. And, I can say that I've dialed myself into that every single day and committed myself to that every single day. So part of this growth, and I think just where I'm at today, to be honest with you, is just, is finding a way to score more points and just continue to try to dominate the game. And at the end of the day, I want the ball in my hands. I want to be able to make plays and give us a chance to win. And I think that doesn't always mean just me chucking around, but it does mean that the more times I feel like the more times I have the ball in my hands, the more things I think can happen. I think the defense worries about that too. Listen, I think for us this year, we're really excited about the guys that we have. For me, it's about continuing to try to evolve, continue to try to find new ways to do things, and just continue to try to elevate my game. At the end of the day, I definitely believe that I can help us win. In whatever way or fashion that is, I'm willing to do, and I think I'm excited about that.
Do you agree with the sentiment that you need to be involved sooner at a higher pace?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think the reality is this: that, early in the games, I want, definitely, rather than us having it be in the fourth quarter, I think to be able to, make some stuff happen. I think we have a crazy stat of the lead of, I think 56-0 when we have the lead, by halftime and stuff like that. I think, getting ahead is a key thing. I definitely believe in finishing strong. I think we've won a lot of games in the fourth quarter, and do some fun things in the fourth quarter and in the games. But let's treat every quarter as the fourth. And I think that's kind of my mentality always. I think about basketball a lot, and just being able to score and make plays, but play, great, solid, efficient football. I think is the name of the game, and you want to be able to do it all, and I think we definitely can.
Steve Rabel.
Russ, how you doing? Congratulations once again.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Steve. It's pretty exciting for sure. It's crazy at home, that's for sure, but it's a blessing. Yeah.
Hey, take your quarterback hat off for a second and put on your captain's hat, your leader's.
Yep.
I think you froze for a second there, Steve. I think you froze for a second there, Steve. You said take my quarterback hat, put my captain hat on, and then something else.
Yeah, take your quarterback hat off and put your leader hat on as a leader of this team.
They talk about rookies, young guys. You can always tell a rookie, you just can't tell them much. What has your message been to the young players, especially about not hurting the team during this time of COVID?
Well, it's super important. First of all, for the safety of everyone, making sure that we're doing everything we can to mask up, wash our hands, making sure that we're being diligent about who we're around and how we do things, because it can not only affect you, but it can affect somebody else and somebody else's family and kids and everything else. And this COVID thing's definitely been very real in a lot of different ways. But in terms of also the rookies, in terms of putting my leadership hat on or captain hat or whatever, it's the reality is that one of the things that I actually formed a group message with a lot of the rookies, and I was doing Zoom meetings with them every day during spring and some of the summer, and I was able to spend about an hour with them a day, maybe a little bit longer sometimes. And it was great quality time because we were able to talk about ball and also just preparation. Because the reality is that our situation has changed around us. And the question is, how are we going to evolve with the situation, right? And, Steve, we can't sit back and not evolve. You guys have to be ready. There's no excuse not to be ready in a way. And so I think for us, making sure that guys are really taking care of themselves. Like I said, masking up, washing their hands, taking care of their family members, loved ones. You can't take that for granted. That's the first thing of being a professional, I think, in this circumstance. The second thing is making sure that your mind's right, making sure that you have a neutral mindset, and making sure that you're not too high, too low, just understanding that, hey, I had to get ready. These are my circumstances, and how am I going to react to it? And number three is making sure you're taking care of your body, as much as you can, and running and conditioning and doing all that stuff. And the guys did a tremendous job of that. A great example of that, I would say, is a guy like DJ Dallas, a guy like D. Lou. Both of those guys have done a tremendous job of taking care of their mind, their body, but also their health and being prepared. DJ's out here, he's dialed in, he's focused on picking up the blitzes and everything else. I'm really excited about who he is as a player, and as a person. He's really focused. He's one of the leaders of the rookie group. Even though Colby's not in, for example, right now, Stanford guy, super smart, but also really talented. He's working his tail off, even though he's going through rehab in a situation that he didn't want to be in. Like a lot of us in the world, in some form or fashion, a situation we don't want to. How are you going to react to it? And I think he's done a great job of reacting to it. D-Lou, like I said, he just came on off a national championship and all the highs and the successes of that. He understands what it's like to be a professional. I believe he just had a baby too as well. And it's just, I think it's a blessing for those guys and how they view life, how they view being a professional, how they view their careers. And a lot of that is taking care of themselves safety-wise, but also mentally and emotionally, and making sure that they're prepared and ready to play. So I'm excited about the rookie group. I think they're really good guys, and they're really ready to play.
Thanks, Russ.
Yeah, of course.
Larry Stone.
Congratulations, Russell.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it, man. That means a lot.
No problem. Pete made the comment recently that he thought you were at the best you've ever been, command and understanding, athletically. Do you feel that way as well? And in what areas could you step up even more this year? Do you areas you want to improve?
Larry, I think, it's funny because I think that I'm definitely in the zone. I think that also too as well. I think just from the play standpoint, every game I want to put on a performance. Every play, every practice, I want to be great. I wake up thinking about being great, Larry. It doesn't leave your mind every day. Everything that I do is purposeful, and it's not wasted moments, not wasted energy. Like I said earlier, when you have kids, you can't, you really learn that and how to really process what it means to be great, how you watch film, how you study, how many hours, what's the setup like, how are you prepared, and how is your setup at home? Are you getting prepared because of the situation, and just being forward thinking on every step of the way is part of the game. The other part of the game is just physically. I feel great. I feel like I'm just hitting the beginning of my prime of my career, and I feel like I got a lot more ball to play. 10, 15 more years to play, and for me, I want my best years to be ahead of me. That's what I'm excited about. The best years are ahead of me, and I think for me, it's all about the kind of players you have around you. You got guys like DK and Tyler, Greg's of the world, Chris Carson's, Phil's coming in with a great mindset. And, guys like Disley working his tail off to get back and playing hard and everything else. And so I'm grateful for those kind of guys. Guys like Dwayne Brown. When you look at a guy like that, it enthuses me to see a guy like that just in his career and all the things that he's done. So for me personally, I feel like I'm the best that I've ever been, but I feel like I'm only at 70% capacity. I feel like I got a whole another 30 or more in me. So I'm excited about each day. I'm excited about the moment. I'm excited about learning and studying as much as I can. I've studied a ton of film, not only of myself, but of other great players, other great quarterbacks, some of the best of all time, and just spent a lot of time just really learning the game. I want to be not only just physically at my best, throwing the ball and moving and all that stuff, but also mentally and from a cerebral standpoint, understanding what to get to and all that stuff. And so I think that's where I'll continue to grow and continue to strive to be great. At the end of the day, when I step on the field, I want the other team to know they're in trouble. And it doesn't matter if it's the first play of the game or the last play or the 25th play in the game. Every time I'm on the field, my mentality is to make it tough on the defense, and I think that's what I've always wanted to be able to do and continue to do, and that's where I'm continuing to go. So I think for me, continuing to grow is I think the biggest thing that I've learned over the past few years in particular is just that quality time with the guys, and to be able to slow everything down as much as possible, even though everything in the world is going fast paced and everything else. And I've been able to do a lot of great things, during this whole COVID time, hosting the SBs and stuff like that, and still doing other things and trying to, make an impact in whatever way I possibly can. But at the same time, it feels a lot slower. You talk about athletes and they're in the zone and everything seems super slow. Everything seems still, for me right now when I'm playing. But also in life, just I've learned how to really slow everything down, but still go fast, but just slow everything down. And that quality time too has been amazing. So I think that's where I've continued to grow and want to continue to grow. And just, I think my faith is a key part of that. I've been able to spend a lot of quality time. I told you guys before, I was able to do a lot of those Bible studies with college kids here and pro athletes here in Seattle. Obviously, COVID changed that, so I said, okay, well, let's start thinking about how do we do this, virtually. And so we've had over, 100 plus people, per week, me and C, just on the virtual Bible study calls with people from Harvard to Stanford to Georgia to South Carolina athletes. It was really cool. Some pro athletes. I know guys like Zach Ertz. I know Steph Curry hopped in at one point. Just different people. We had some cool people come in. I think just investing my time in others, which ultimately invests my time in myself, and really being able to do that and grow in that sense. And that's been amazing, just personally too as well. So, I think that helps the game as well. It helps you play. And so having your mind clear.
Hey guys, thank you very much. I gotta get Russ rolling. So thanks for joining. We'll have him back on soon. Thank you. Sorry for the technical glitch.
Okay, I wish I could be here longer, guys. I appreciate you guys. Well, I'll see you guys soon, though, hopefully.
Thanks, Russ.
Okay, crew. Thank you guys so much. Go Hawks. Talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Russ.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye.